Okay, this is Antares Validas. I'm going to be doing a Feng Wei tutorial today. I've been meaning to do this for a long time. I get tons of messages every day, really. Where every time I'm online, people ask me for Feng tips. Maybe not every time, but every other time at least. So I'm going to be talking about the Fangs, ins and outs, how to play Feng, what the whole spiel pretty much. As you can tell, I'm Tekken Lord with Feng. Kind of number 2 in the PSN. It's been a long, long time getting here, and it's been quite a challenge. But now that I'm Tekken Lord, it's nice to it's you kind of reap the fruits. You kind of like reap all the effort you put into learning the character. So anyway, we're just gonna get right into it. So first thing I'm gonna talk about is movement with Feng. Feng obviously has forward dash, back dash, side step. The basic every character kind of thing. But really he also has a QCF, which obviously a few characters have. But his QCF is kind of really important to his gameplay. Feng is not really a long range fighter. He doesn't really have a lot of options at long range. He has forward, forward, and back. He has a forward, forward 2. And he kind of has a back 1+2, but that's super punishable. So the long range doesn't really have a lot of good options. So his movement is really going to be key for you at long range. So what I like to do, and what Nako likes to do as well. Nako is number 1 Feng, by the way, if you guys don't know who he is. He's pretty awesome. So you guys should watch his replays. But anyway, so QCF is done by forward, down, forward, forward. That's how you do QCF. And then of course you have your QCF cancel, which is really what I'm getting into. QCF cancel is basically like this. It looks like this. You basically start the QCF, but you kind of stop it. And as you can see, I've been practicing. I obviously gotten really good at quickly canceling, quickly going forward, long, short, that sort of stuff. Anyways, so QCF, this is how you cancel. You kind of just go down, down, forward, and then just stop right there. You don't go down, down, forward, forward. You kind of just stop at the down, forward button. And then you can also press back to slide back. And of course, you can mix them. You can like do long ones. You can do long QCF side step, long QCF side step. You can do short QCF. Basically, there's a lot of flexibility with the QCF cancel. Now, the reason why you want to learn this is because QCF is not particularly safe to float in, meaning you can't really just stay in QCF mode for too long, because if you're playing Mishima, they're going to launch your EWGF, and even other characters that you can get launched pretty easily doing the QCF for too long. So that's why you want to do a QCF cancel. Now QCF on offense is particularly good because there's a lot of mix-up you can do with QCF. Of course, you have your QCF1, which is the obvious QCF. You have QCF1+2 and QCF2. Then you have QCF to wall rising mix-ups. QCF to wall rising 3 is a pretty strong mix-up because, of course, it launches. They think you're going to go for QCF1 and you go for QCF to wall rising 3. That's pretty good. And then you have, of course, you have QCF4, QCF to wall rising 4. That's pretty nice because the kick is very fast. It doesn't track sidestep. It can be easily sidestep, but it's really fast. It will stop a lot of stuff at close range. Of course, you also have your QCF. Hold on a second. There you go. QCF to wall rising 1+2, and QCF1. Of course, you can mix all that stuff up. And then of course, sometimes you can even do stuff like QCF to back turn. QCF to back turn is particularly good against defensive opponents. You don't want to use QCF to back turn against people who are hop kick happy or are aggressive. Because it's very obviously, if you're going to QCF, you can get launched then. If you're going to go in a back turn, that's even another chance for you to get launched. But against defensive opponents who are blocking a lot of your stuff, just do QCF to back turn. And of course, you have your mix-ups, because here they think you're going to go low and you go into back turn and you throw them off. And right there, you can do QCF to BT 1+2, or you can do hold on a second, and you're going to do QCF to down 3, and obviously combo that. That's probably the one that is most deadly. Because QCF1 does not do the kind of damage that QCF to BT, that's obvious though. And then of course you also have QCF. You can also just do back turn, and then you can kind of get press back to get out of it, of course, and you can cancel into that. Wrong move there, but anyways, let me just do that again. There we go. And of course QCF to back turn is also good as a tech trap. Just like if you do combo and you QCF the back turn, you can kind of start a combo again if they back roll. And even if they don't, you can kind of you can use QCF back turn to pressure. And of course, yeah, basically there's a lot of flexibility. You can be creative with it. But basically, QCF is a really essential part of Feng's long-range gameplay. A lot of high-ranked Fangs I know don't really do this, but it really is helpful because, like I said, it's a good mix-up. They don't really know what you're going to do, and you can kind of keep them guessing. And quite frankly, it just takes a little practice. So if you're a beginner with Feng, I don't think it's necessary for you to master this right away, but eventually you do want to master what I'm doing right now. So that pretty much covers Feng's movements. Now I'm going to get into his stances. So Feng has, of course, his Kenpo step, which is done by back 3+4. Then you have, of course, his shifting clouds, which is forward 3+4. And of course, I already sort of covered his back turn stance. I will talk about back turn stance. There's a lot of ways to go into his back turn stance, which is BT. You can go forward, forward to back. You can do side step 2. You can also do forward 1+2. And then I'm trying to think. I think there's one other one you can get into back turn with. Well, it's not really important. There's a lot of ways for Feng to get to his back turn stance. Side step 2 is good if it's on hit. It's a hit because it kind of puts you at a few extra frames, and it's also very long range. So side step 2 is a good way to go into back turn. But really, forward, forward to back is probably the most effective way because if you look at the move, it's an excellent whiff punisher. Forward, forward to back will track. It has some tracking property. It's obviously not a homing move, but it has some tracking properties. And obviously, forward, forward to back is kind of like a classic Feng combo because you can cancel the back turn, do 2 tilde 1, just 2 and then immediately 1 after that, and then just kind of like that. And then forward 3-4, down 4 1+2. We'll do that classic Feng combo. But even if that move whiffs, Feng kind of like is he's kind of away from his opponent. Like from here, I shouldn't have hit him there. But if it whiffs, you kind of have some room, kind of some breathing room. For example, this will definitely dodge pokes. Like if they try to do something at this point, they'll probably dodge pokes, and you probably can get away with sneaking in a down 3. Or of course you can also sometimes do back turn 1, which is a nice little poke that you think they're going to attack. Of course, bear in mind this does hit high, so they can duck it. So that's pretty much covers the back turn. I mean, there's a lot of mix-ups you can do. Back turn 1+2 is probably the best. Is probably the best bet on the wall because they probably think you're going for the sweep, and the sweep is obviously pretty punishable. So you don't want to do the sweep. The sweep can be launched at close range. So pretty much covers his back turn stuff. Of course, he also does back turn 2-2. That's punishable. I think it's minus 13 frames. I think it's minus 13 frames. But also you can just do BT2, and notice he stays in back turn if you just do it once. If you press 2, he'll stay in back turn. And from there, of course, you can sweep if you want to do that. Or you can also just kind of like delay the second string. You can do 2 and pause, and then do that. Or you can just do it very quickly, or you can kind of delay. Or of course, you can just do 2 and then just back turn 1+2. So it pretty much covers BT back turn stance. Of course, this is the most effective on the wall. Back turn for Feng really is most effective on the wall because they kind of have to react one way or another. They have to either block or they have to either block high or low because both 1+2 and down 3 will stop any Oki options otherwise, except for of course the down 3 Oki option. But everything else, BT 1+2 will stop. Of course, they can stay floored. If they stay floored, excuse me, if they stay floored on the wall after a combo, if you end the combo with back 1+2, actually I'm gonna have him kind of let's see here. I'm gonna have him stand. I'm gonna have him just I guess he's gonna have an option here for that. But anyways, if you stay on the ground, you can just do 3 for the stomp, and that's just a massive damage. So on the wall, back turn is really effective. But in mid-range fight, it's not really a stand you should use too much. Yeah. So then we're going to Kenpo step. Now Kenpo step, all the Kenpo step moves can be sidestep. So you want to keep that in mind. Kenpo step 1, sidestep. This can be sidestep. 3 can be sidestep, and of course 4 can definitely be sidestep. So you want to keep that in mind. However, that being said, they also make for great poking options. For example, you can do something like down back 3. You can just do down back 3, wall rising, and then just do back Kenpo step 1. Of course, obviously every setup has a weakness, but that's not a bad one to use. Another one I like to use is cancel step back one and then side step four. I used to use that a lot. Actually, it was my kind of like a signature setup for a good part of my Tekken, climb. I don't really use that setup anymore, but because it's really risky. But it's not a bad one. I mean, if you want to use it, I do recommend it against defensive players. But really, Campbell step one to wall rising four is pretty good. And Campbell step and then Campbell step just down four is also pretty good. This of course will stop side steps. If you think they're going to sidestep your wall rising, you can just do the low. You can just do the low kick. So that pretty much covers the Campbell step one. Campbell step two I don't like to use because it's a high attack, and really in Campbell step they're going to be either ducking or they're going to be standing up. And if they're ducking, they're going to block your low and your high attacks. But of course, if they're ducking, they can't block your mids, and that's where this mix-up comes in. The Campbell step 3, which is pretty nice. And then you have, of course, it pretty much covers Campbell step. You have Campbell step 4, which puts you in a guard stun, and also you can do 3+4 right at the end of that, and that can be comboed. So yeah, that can be comboed. And then and even on block, the Campbell step 4 puts you in a nice. It puts them in a huge guard stun. So it's pretty nice to have. Then you have your shifting cloud, which is forward 3+4. And like with Campbell step, you have your high attacks. Shifting clouds 3. This puts you at a frame advantage, which is a nice bonus of shifting clouds 3, but it can be ducked, so don't really use it much, if at all. I don't really use that move. It's just they're better options, really. It's nice. It's risky. It's too risky. Then you have your Campbell step force 4, and your Campbell step 2, which are like not Campbell step, shifting clouds, which are pretty much those mix-ups that I was talking about. You basically want to either go low or go mid with those stance moves. Another thing you can do is down back 1 is actually a really flexible move. I really like the down back 1 poke because it can be down back 1, and you can press back to go in a Campbell step. You can do down back 1 forward to go into shifting clouds, or you can just do down back 1-2. And down back 1-2 is a natural combo. It's a natural combo when it's not delayed. If you delay it, then the second part can be blocked. But of course, this down back 1-2 the shifting cloud is pretty nice. One drawback though of this is that it can be hop kicked. It's of course hop kicks are no one's friend. So this is not set up to be used against aggressive players. It's set up to be used against defensive players. Same thing with down back 1 to back. Now down back 1 to back is actually a really good I would say mid range poke because it does have some reach, and even if it whiffs, you kind of go back a little bit, so you can kind of get out of the way of some incoming attacks if they decide to attack at mid range, like right here. It's pretty good. Also, right after down back 1, you can kind of like sidestep to get out of the way of more attacks. So down back 1, the Kenpo step without doing anything is pretty nice. Also, another nice thing I noticed is that if you do down back 1, the Kenpo step, you also can follow that with QCF1. You kind of delay a low attack. Sometimes that works. So that pretty much covers the stances. I already kind of talked about back turn a little bit. So yeah, we don't really have to go back into that. That pretty much covers all the stances. So then I'm going to go into some combos. Now Feng's combo output's not particularly good. He doesn't really get a lot of damage from his combos, so you kind of want to come up with some creative tech traps. Of course, he has his wall rising, and oh yeah, another thing. If you do that's for example one example of a tech trap. You can do wall rising 3. You could do down forward 1, down forward 1, forward 4-3, and then just follow up with four tilde 3, and those are some. Then of course you also have your wall rising 3, and also you can do the stomp, and you can do down forward 1 to 1+2. But really, which one I like the most, which is I honestly don't know any Feng that uses this setup, but I really like it, so I'm going to share with you guys. It's one of my secrets. So we're going to have the training dummy here do a backward roll. Now let's put counter hits to on for now. So let's say I counter hit with down 2. Oh, missed it there. You can do QCF 1+2 to bind them, and actually, if you once you bind them, you can actually do forward 3/4, and then down forward 1+2. And this is 43 damage. And actually, it's better than doing the down forward 1, which is actually pretty hard to time in my opinion. Um, yeah, down forward 1 I don't like to use too much. Yeah, but anyways, even if you do the down forward 1, I've actually tested this. It does less damage than the QCF version. So with back rolls, if you think your opponent's going to back roll, you definitely want to trap with QCF 1+2 because that's really, that does massive damage for just a back roll. I mean, they kind of get punished big time for back rolling on Fangs 1+2. So 1+2 is really a nice option for a back roll. It's a pretty nice tech trap. Another tech trap I like to use against players who don't do an Oki kick, but just either get up and block either mid or low. You can kind of just do your basic combo, and then right after you stomp on. Actually, let me just do it a different way. Actually, let me just after the stomp, you can go into, you can actually, if he doesn't back roll, I should have him not back roll. I should have him just stand up. That was my bad. Okay, let's do that one more time. After the stomp, you can go into back turn, and with back turn, you can kind of get like another 55 damage for not 55 because it's on counter, but you can get some damage with his back turn mix up. So basically, on the ground, you can go into back turn. That usually is a pretty nice tech trap. And like I said, Feng is not really good on his combo damage, so you can you can try figure out what kind of tech traps would work on your opponent. That would be to your advantage, because like I said, Feng is just not particularly good as combos. Of course, you also have, I'm trying to think some other way. Oh yeah, another interesting way to launch is actually up forward 3+4. You can see that can be comboed, and there's 56 damage. It's actually not bad, considering this is actually like, not, I mean, that's just a really weird way to combo. I mean, that's just, people just don't expect that to be a combo. And sometimes, yeah, 56 damage is pretty good. And I mean, that's actually pretty nice. That's a pretty nice way to launch someone. You don't want to use the up forward 3+4 to 3 because the last part's high, and if they duck it, you get whiff launched. So against if they're playing against a good player, I mean, of course, the noobs won't whiff launch you, but you can get whiff launched. So you don't want to use that move. But sometimes for launcher and stuff, it's actually it has some benefits. Like I said, the tech trap, you can do QCF to back turn. You can even do QCF to 1+2, which is what I like the most, because it puts you at a frame advantage on block. So even if they do block it, you kind of have some momentum. So QCF to 1+2 is really Feng's kind of best friend. Anyway, so that is I mean, so yeah, that pretty much kind of covers the Feng combos. I mean, I really don't think he has too many exotic ones that I can like really cover here. I mean, with walls, I mean, if you guys know how to wall carry, it's kind of done like this. You kind of just simply hop kick, and you basically press forward and then 1, and that kind of is the way you can carry to the wall. You can just do it like down forward, and it's like that. That's kind of what you can carry to the wall. And you can just bind with forward 4-3. Of course, you can bind also with down back 2-2-2, and then forward 2-1-2 for a wall splat. And of course, I'm always in an endless stadium, so I'm kind of like punching the air here. But you guys can probably watch my replays. I probably use that combo many times, on my replays. So yeah, basically, wall carrying, is important for all characters. But Feng's combo damage is not really too special, so I'm not really going to spend a lot of time on his combos because there's really not much to really talk about there. You pretty much just Google Feng combos, and you're probably going to get all you need to know from those combos. But tech traps are a big part of Feng's gameplay. If you can tech trap with Feng, you're going to get a lot more damage, than you realize. So I guess the next part of my segment I have here is going to be punishers. So Feng has a lot of nice punishers. I pressed the wrong button there. Okay, so basically I'm going to have our other Feng here. He's going to do, let's see what move would be good here. We're going to do this move, and we're going to do, let's see what else we can do. There we go. Okay. We're going to have to do some moves for us here. That forward 4-3 is punishable. I believe it's minus 12 frames. That's much more. I'll show you the move. Okay, so That's his 13 frame Punisher. His 13 frame Punisher is 1-2-2, and actually, if you do 1-2-2 back, you actually get +2 frames. If you just do 1-2-2, you don't really get anything. You're both at neutral frame. It's 0 frames. But if you do the back turn, you get +2. And why is this good? I'm gonna have him stop attacking for a little bit. If you do 1-2-2 back, not only are you at +2 frames, you're also in a back turn stance. And with back turn, of course, you have your mix-ups. You can do 1 plus, you can do 1, you can do 1 plus 2. But really, what I like to do is after the Punisher, I actually like to just sidestep, like just not really, do anything with the back turn. Just have a back turn and then not do anything. If they block low, you can also kind of come in with a QCF 1. Yeah, kind of just do that. QCF 2. Yeah, and of course you also can do QCF to wall rise. So really, this 1-2-2 back puts you at +2 frames, and that's why it's better than just 1-2-2. Yeah, so of course we're just gonna go back to him fighting us. 1 second. Okay, good. Everything stayed. So let's have him start again. Now that 4-3-4, that's a launch punishable. That is -16 frames, and it's not really, of course you can combo with it. Of course, it's a natural combo. So if the first one hits you, the second one's definitely going to hit you. But it is launch punishable. So really, it's a really risky idea to use that combo. To use that launcher, I mean. Yeah, you can punish with 1-3. 1-3 is really nice. 1-3 is, I believe, 11 frame Punisher. And actually, this is actually launch punishable as well. That puts you, I think, at -18 frames. The forward 2-1-2. Basically, that move is super punishable. Launcher, it is launch punishable. And really, like for frames, I honestly think if you know which ones are launch punishable, which ones are if you know which ones are launch punishable, the frames really don't matter at that point. I know for a fact that it's at least -16, so I know how to kind of counter all this stuff. Anyway, so and of course, so yeah, for his Punishers, I'm just gonna have him stop attacking me for a little bit. So you have his 1-3, which I really like because a 1-3 actually can be followed with down 2. So we're gonna put counter attack on, and if you do 1-3 and hits, you press down 2, they're on the floor, they collapse. And actually, you can even follow with a stomp, which is why this is really great. As a matter of fact, I think if you use 1-3, down 2, and then combo with a stomp, that's pretty much a full combo in terms of damage. The reason why this works is because with 1-2 gives you positive frames on hit, and so down 2 is really a good follow-up because down 2 high crushes. So if they try to poke you, they're in trouble. And also, it's they don't really have enough frames to pull off a mid attack. Of course, if they launch you, you're going to be in trouble. But really, this is a great setup, and I really recommend using it. 1-3 to down back 3 is kind of the same idea, but it's not as effective. Let me tell you why. 1-3 down back 3. Down back 3 is launch punishable, while down 2 is not. Second of all, down 2 on counter allows you to combo with the stomp. Down back 3 on counter is not really anything special. So really, down 2 is I would say a much better poke in this combination. So and of course you have your forward 1+2, and also one other punch I like to use is back 1+2. Back 1+2 is great for with punishing, especially with pushback. For example, Law's wall rising 2. I believe that is -16 frames on, or maybe, I'm not even sure exactly how much Law's wall rising 2 is on block. Don't really know Law's frame data too well, but what I do know is that it does push you back, and so you have to use Feng's back 1+2 to punish Law's 1+2. And basically any move, any punishable move that has a pushback, also not really any punishable move, but launchers that have a pushback, Feng can punish with back 1+2, and also back 1+2 is a great whiff punisher. It's really fast. It's probably one of the fastest whiff punishers in the game. It does pretty nice damage. I mean, let me take off counter. So yeah, back 1+2 is really nice for whiff punishing. Of course, it's very punishable itself. It's really bad on block, but if you use it just for whiff punishing and just regular punishing, it's actually pretty nice punishing. And of course, you also have your 2-4. 2-4 is not a bad punisher, but it doesn't do the same damage as 1-3. and also 2-4 is a -12 on block, so it is itself punishable. Um, so just another thing to keep in mind. While a 1-3 is safe, the only drawback of 1-3 is that they both hit high, while 2-4 is a high and a mid. Also 2-4, you also get into 2-4-1, which is delayable. Of course, you can do 2-4, and then kind of like the end of the fight, do 2-4-1, which is nice as a mix-up. But of course, 2-4, the 2-4-1 is incredibly punishable. So 2-4 is really as far as you should go, unless you're almost sure they're gonna get hit by it. So you don't want to use 2-4-1 very often, but it's certainly not a bad option to use sometimes. So that pretty much covers his punishers. Then we're gonna go into some interesting pokes. Now Feng, like I said, is not big on combos, but he's certainly really big on pokes. So like I said, down 2 is an excellent poke. You can do down forward 1 to down 2. You can do down forward 1 to back 4. And really, back 4 is actually, I would say, one of Feng's best pokes, because back 4 is a mid attack. It has very nice tracking properties. It will track kind of either direction pretty darn well. It's not perfect, of course. It's not a homing move, but it has really nice tracking abilities for a quick mid like that. And the best part is, it's faster than anything except for jabs. So if they block down forward 1, the only moves that will stop a back 4 would be pokes. Lee also has 1 string, which has a high at the end. Of course, I don't know Lee. I don't know I don't know Lee's strings, because I don't know anything about Lee really. But I know there's a string that Lee can use that can beat that out on block. But basically, if down forward 1 hits, I think that you have enough frames to do back 4. I'm pretty sure you do. But on block though, jabs will beat out down 4 after the down forward 1. But of course, this is nice if they think you're going to go for the down 2. Now, if you want to be really adventurous, you can do down forward 1, up forward 3. Not up, yeah. Am I right saying that right? Up forward 3, actually, down forward 3. I mean, sorry. You do down forward 3, and down forward 3 is a little hard to combo. You have to actually start with 2. I've never been able to combo down forward 3 with just with starting with 1. So you can do down forward 3, 2, down forward 1, down back 1 plus 2, forward 3, 4. That's how you do. That's how you can combo that. So if you've been using down forward 1 to down 2, or down forward 1 to down back 3, or really any other low poke after the down forward 1, you can do down forward 1, down forward 3, and then kind of combo that. You don't want to really do down forward 1 hop kick, because of course it is punishable, and also hop kicks are kind of slow. So if they're planning on high crushing, if they plan on high crushing your low, hop kick's not really the best option. If you do down forward 3, you can beat the hop kick and get a combo. Or of course, if you do back 4, that obviously beats the hop kick, knocks them out of the air. So these are some nice pokes. Another nice poke I like to use is 1-2. Is 1-2 down back 3. And then 1-2 back 4. Those are some pretty nice pokes. And actually, this is a very versatile poke, because you can do 1-2 down back 3, and you can follow up with a crouching 4, or you can do the 1-2 down back 3 low, wall rising 4. You also can do wall rising 1, and basically you can also sidestep out of that. So you can do this, and then of course sidestep, which is also very nice. So basically, it's a very versatile poke. The 1-2, because both hit high, but there are a lot of things you can follow up with. And like I said, the down back 3 is nice for chopping off some health. Another thing I like to use a nice poke is kind of like towards. I also like to use a 1-1. Bet is punishable. It's -12 on block, and its counter starts to juggle. Like I said, it's -12, so you don't want to overuse it. It could be -12 or -11. One of those two. It is punishable. It's definitely less. It's more than 10 frames. More than -10 frames on block. That I know for sure. It's either -12 or -11. So those are Feng's some of Feng's frame data. So basically 1-1 is nice. Of course 1-1-2 down forward 1 if you kind of just want to jab him to death. You want to throw in a mid in there, and also 2-4 is great for a great poke string, because this can you can also I think sets up QCF1. I like to use that a lot. Also you can sidestep and you come in with QCF1 plus 2, or you can just sidestep and kind of get out of the way. You can do 2-4 down back 3, 2-4, 2-4, and then you kind of back up. Yeah, basically 2-4 is very versatile. So it's nice for mid range. It's nice for close range. It's of course obviously not good for far range, but you know it's pretty nice. So that's an excellent poke string. Two fours are a poke string that more I should see Fangs use more often. It's pretty nice. Another thing, of course, is sidestep two. Sidestep two is great because sidestep two is a homing move, and you know it's basically it's an excellent whiff punisher. It's got really nice reach. Sidestep two is really, I mean, even from here it hits. So sidestep two is excellent. And sidestep two also puts you in a back turn. So that's another bonus of sidestep two. The only drawback of sidestep two is that it hits high. But it puts you on positive frames on hit, and on negative frames you don't. It's kind of it's a negative. It puts you on negative frames on block. But that's okay because you know even if they block it, it's a safe move, and so they can't really do anything. Especially if you play it safe. If you don't use a back turn move, if you just do sidestep two and then back up, they can't really do anything about that. So sidestep two is really pretty awesome move. I really like sidestep two, and I really use it pretty often. Of course, you also have your down forward 3+4, which is another homing move. Now, this is really one of Feng's best mid to long range moves because it has pretty nice reach. Not like phenomenal, but it has some pretty good reach. You also can follow up with 4 tilde 3, and of course, it's a mid move. And not only is it a mid sidestep tracking move, it's also safe, which really makes it a huge bonus for Feng. I don't think there's a lot of mid sidestep trackers in the game are not safe. So that's a huge bonus for Feng that the move is safe. So yeah, those are homing moves. He really only has 2 homing moves. That's okay. Those are some really nice homing moves. He also of course he does sidestep 1+2. That has a little bit of a frame advantage on block. He also has a sidestep 3-2, which really is nice because it also puts him in a back turn, and it kind of is like a very forceful move. It kind of like if they get hit by it, there's a 38 damage, which is pretty nice damage, and it's kind of like if they're being really aggressive and you're having a hard time moving in, this is kind of a pretty nice aggressive way to stop them from doing anything. So yeah, then you have your what else do I want to talk about here? I mean, I think that pretty much covers, what to do with Feng. I mean, if you guys have any questions, just feel free to email me. Obviously, you can't really completely cover a character in one tutorial, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys watched the replay. So that pretty much kind of covers how you should play Feng. If you have any more questions, just feel free to contact me. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the